All right, everybody, Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads. Welcome to the webinar today on how to market your listings that are pending. This is such a great module just because so many agents kind of drop the ball when the listing goes pending and they just kind of race to the close, which is awesome. We want to make sure that we get that listing closed and the escrow through as easy as possible. But there's some really great opportunities to generate seller leads, buyer leads, referral leads from that listing that goes pending in contract. One of the great things about this module, along with all the other ones, is once you understand how to market your listings at any status, so whether it's pending, just sold, open house, so on, all the other modules make a little bit more sense. So watch what we're going to do today and how to market your pending listing for buyer, seller, referral lead generation. And then kind of you can extrapolate that to all the other modules as well. All right. And I am at listingstoleads.com. I'm just going to log into my account. This is what it looks like when you first log in. Do note, and I get these emails every day, where do I get started? There's a getting started with Listings to Leads, the very first thing you see right there. And the other thing is, how do I get started doing seller ads? Well, this button right here, we'll walk you through that. And on a lot of these pages, you're going to see this little walkthrough icon in the upper right-hand corner, right there, open walkthrough. If you see this on a page, take advantage of that because this will really help walk you through what's on the page. I know for myself, a lot of times I see these things in new programs I sign up for, and I close them out right away because I want to get to what I think I need to get to, even though I'm usually wrong. So these walkthroughs are on demand, all right? So take advantage of them. And I'm gonna go to my profile first. Let's just spend a couple of quick minutes in the profile because I wanna show you a few things that you may be interested in knowing about, all right? So first thing is in the profile details here, you're gonna see a tab called CRM. And let's actually go to the CRM tab first. I want to point out Wise Agent, Lion Desk, Boomtown, Top Producer. So if you're using one of those 4 CRMs, make sure that you connect them. Again, if I click on, for example, Lion Desk on any one of these, then you click on the support post, that'll talk a little bit more in depth about that particular CRM. All right, so if you're using Boomtown or Top Producer, right, go to that tab, click on the support post, the light bulb icon, and that'll help walk you through getting that set up. We are currently, in fact, tomorrow, we start internal testing on our Zapier integration. So if you are using a program where Zapier would be beneficial to you, we are getting really close to that thing to go live testing. One of the things about Zapier is they want to make sure that you do live testing before they approve it and make it available for everyone. All right, so that's going to get started pretty quick. Pretty excited about the Zapier integration, and a lot of people are waiting for that. But back to the account tab and the profile details, if you're using something like Follow Up Boss or Realty Juggler and so on, you can put that email address from those programs into here, any one of these slots, and select Send Leads To for it. All right, and that'll send that lead to Follow Up Boss, and it will route properly and all that kind of good stuff. So take advantage of that. Let's get those leads where they need to be at. And the other thing I want to mention real quickly here is conversion codes. So we're going to be talking about different landing pages. And so if you've got your Facebook pixel, you can put it into your Listings to Leads profile under conversion codes. I've already got mine in here, but you can click Add New HTML Widget Code. Right, Facebook pixel, drop in the pixel, hit save, and that will add the Facebook pixel to all of your landing pages, all of your listings. And if you need more help with that, there's the light bulb icon. And if I click on the light bulb icon, you'll see where to drop it. And there's a link to another post about how to find your Facebook pixel if you're not sure how to find your Facebook pixel to begin with. All right. So take advantage of that. And let's just get to the listings tab. So We are talking about how to market your listing that goes into contract for buyer, seller, and referral lead generation. So we're going to deal with 849 Maple Drive, Granite Bay, California. I just got an offer on it. And this webinar, I'm going to use the status pending, but please note the exact same thing is valid for any one of these statuses: active, contingent, under deposit, under contract, in contract. So all, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All 5 of these statuses are what we call the pending group. All right. There's a specific pending status, but all of these work the same way. So you may call it in contract, under deposit, active, contingent, pending. Select the one that's appropriate for your area. In my case, I'll select pending. And you'll see when I select pending, the whole page refreshed. And now all of the marketing tools and all the lead gen tools for this listing have now switched from active to pending. All right. So when I click on the task list for the icon for task, and this will come up, you will see now I got my task list, and I'm just going to follow along my task list right here. All right. Now again, there's a walkthrough, and you can take advantage of the walkthrough here. So again, always take advantage of the walkthroughs. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to walk through the entire list of things. You'll see there's a green Learn More button. If I click that green Learn More button, there are support posts via the light bulb that are more text orientated. And then the green Learn More button will walk you through the video playlist of the entire task list. All right. So if I'm going down that task list later, after this webinar, right, we're all famous for this. I am guilty of it. You see the webinar, you're excited about it, you get it, and then as soon as the webinar is over with, you immediately forget everything the person talked about, right? That happens all the time. That's why we got the video playlist. So every item on that task list for your listing, and again, I'm calling it pending everywhere, but it could be in contract, under deposit, active, contingent, or pending. They all work the same way, right? How do I do my Facebook ad? How do I send out an e-flyer to my database, all right? So whichever item in the task list you need help with, we got a video walkthrough of that exact task, all right? So after this webinar is over with, and you absolutely forget 100% of everything I said, try to remember the one thing, right? If you only remember one thing, just remember everything you need to get this stuff done can be found right here in the green Learn More button. All right, makes sense? But let's get to these tasks. So the first one, social media posts and ads, your social media. Right, when our listing goes pending or any one of those other related statuses, this is what the landing page looks like. We want to do a Facebook post, all right? And you can alternate between the landing page or the pending single property website. People use both, all right? You can use either one. So I might select my single property website for a post, and I'm just going to click on the blue share button. Pending in Granite Bay. See how that image, right? The listing was active, and as soon as I change that listing to pending, the image will update, everything updates, all right? So it says pending in Granite Bay. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share, click the share on your timeline. I'm going to go to share on a page you manage. And I'm going to put this on my unbranded, I could put it on my branded business page. I'm going to put it on my unbranded business page, or I should say unbranded community page, but try either one. I like to alternate between the two. And I might just say something like pending I'm going to say 8 days with right? So if there's nothing to really brag about, then just leave it as pending in Granite Bay or in contract in Granite Bay and so on. But if you got something like this where you sold it kind of quickly, you had multiple offers, it was above asking, whatever, put that in the top line there. All right, let's make sure that people know how awesome we are. Because if we don't tell them and they don't know one of our clients or see our reviews, they're never going to know how awesome we really are. All right, so let's get that in there. And I'm going to say, all right, and this will make sense in a second. All right, so I'm going to add a couple of emojis. On a Chrome, I just go edit emoji and symbols. Now, if you're watching the recording, go ahead and pause this video as needed. All right, so if you're watching the recording, pause the video as needed, and you can kind of watch what I'm doing and come back to it. I like to add a couple of emojis. They do get more clicks. You can overdo it. So I like to kind of just one on each line, right? There's a lot of ways of doing this, but just kind of keep in mind, don't overdo the emojis so much that it's really hard to even see what you've written. All right, and I'm gonna add a couple of hashtags. Like that. All right, and then I'm gonna click the bottom post to Facebook. All right, and the reason why, let's go to the unbranded community page and take a look at that post now that we've got it up there. And let's scroll down to the post. All right, there's a post that we just made, pending in Granite Bay in 8 days with multiple offers. Did you know that home sales near you affect your home value? Click below to see more information about this home and get your current home value estimate now. See more. So people click, and then I've got my lead capture form, and by default, they come up after 10 seconds. So someone's gonna look at the home information for a little bit, and then this lead form comes up. Well, this lead form is the same as a property valuation plus landing page. All right, they put in their address, they click go. I'm using the Facebook registration lead form, and I'm generating seller leads from that listing that went pending, in contract, what have you. All right, so let's get back to the Facebook post. So once this is on Facebook, and again, I'm gonna be using the term pending, the status pending, but the same exact thing for in contract, under deposit, active contingent, and so on. All right, so all of those statuses work the exact same way. All right, so if you're listing, if you call it active contingent, then just change out pending to the appropriate status from one of those that we're talking about. All right, so now we got a great Facebook post. I'm actually going to take this post. Now, a post, whether it's on your branded business page or your unbranded community page, a post is only going to be seen by people already engaged with that page. All right. So if someone is not liking your page, not part of your page, then they're never going to see this post. So we got the post, so that's awesome. But now we want to do an ad, right? We want to make sure that everyone, right, in our audience sees this post. So let's go to the ads manager. Just hit the down arrow and go to create ad. And what we're going to do is we're going to use an existing post as our ad. The existing post would be the one that we just made. All right, so follow along. I'm going to hit traffic. Campaign name, maybe 849. All right, address and status. So the address, and I got the status showing as pending. To continue, and again, don't forget to pause this video as needed. So under traffic, I typically already have a saved audience that I just use. Right, I create all my core audiences, but let's just create this audience from scratch. Under locations, I'll go Granite Bay. I'm going to change plus 25 to plus 10. I got my age. Typically age, you know, every area and every listing is going to be different. All right. So think about your general area and think about the listing and the people in that neighborhood. So I'm going to say in this area 30. I'm going to take that down to 60. Now, a listing that is pending, right? We're not really looking for buyers so much. So under detailed targeting, I am going to type in homeowners. This is really more of a seller lead gen post and ad. So I'm going to hit homeowners as demographics. I will click on exclude people. And again, pause this video as needed if you're watching the recording. Type in real estate and select real estate by behavior. All right, so we want to exclude real estate people. I can also do real estate and do real estate broker by job title. Right there, you see real estate broker by job title. Not going to affect our reach, but it will keep some of these people away from clicking my ad. All right, so I'm just going to go up here and look at this one more time. I got Granite Bay, California in a 10-mile radius. I got age 30 to 60. I put in homeowners right under demographics. I only want homeowners. I don't really want buyers to see this. I've excluded real estate people. I'm going to check expand interest if it make increase link clicks at a lower cost per link. This is one of those things that you might want to kind of play around with, right? Do one ad where you click to expand and one where you don't. Of course, save this audience if you're ever going to run an ad to the audience again. Under placements, I'm just going to take out a few of the random ones like instant articles, right column, marketplace. I'm just going to take it out for now. Instagram, I'm going to leave. Audience network, take out. And Messenger, I may leave it or I may take it out. Again, that's one of those things I may play around with. All right. But I'm going to leave it on the Facebook feed and I'm going to leave it on Instagram. All right. And all of these are things that you can test. Right. I kind of use the word play around with. And by that, I mean one ad I may leave in Instagram. The next one I may take it out. In Facebook, you're still going to get that ad or this ad seen by the same number of people, because Facebook, you're going to be putting on a budget in a little bit. So whether I show it on Instagram or not, right, Facebook is still going to use my budget, all right? All right. I'm going to scroll on down. The next thing I'm going to take a look at is budget and schedule. 3 things under budget and schedule. I'm going to change daily to lifetime. My ad is going to run from today, May 31st. Never let it run for a month. I'm going to let it run from May 31st through June 7th. That's a week. Facebook has this weird little thing where they start the ad the second you start creating the ad. But as you can see, it's already 10:22 a.m. where I'm at. So I'll change the start time to 10:30. And then the last part of this is my budget. I'll spend 50 bucks, 40 bucks. I think 35 would be the minimum, $5 a day. Facebook changes that all the time. So you can try to put in here whatever you want and see if they'll accept it. But they do have a minimum, all right? But you certainly don't want to be running the ad for $350 for a month, all right? So let's make sure we lifetime, 1 week, and the budget you want to spend. Don't try to get into manually setting bids. All right. If you're really experienced in this kind of stuff, go ahead and get involved with this. But if you're not, don't. All right. Now, check this out. Create ad, use existing post. We're going to use existing post. We are going to try to find out why. Let's see. There we go. Granite Bay Homes. That was the page I put the post on. So I'm going to select Granite Bay Homes under identity. And let this part cycle. And under creative, that's that post that we just made, right? Everybody see that? That was the post we just made. So again, pause this video if you're watching the recording. I'm just going to select that post I already made on my page. Turn on my Facebook pixel. And hit continue. All right. Now, this ad is going to be the same thing that we put on our, in fact, let me refresh my unbranded community page. Let's go take a look at that post again. And the nice thing about this is, because an ad does not show up on our page, but if I do the post and then an ad, it'll show up on both my page, so that all the current people that already like my page, whether it's my branded business page or my unbranded community page, now they're going to see it, and all the people in that audience I just created, right? Granite Bay plus 10 miles from age 30 to 60 who are homeowners, excluding real estate agents and all of those people, all right? So now I got the best of both worlds, especially when I've got something like this, where I'm talking about, I got multiple offers, or even if the listing was just pending, that is something I want everyone to know about, all right? When a listing goes into contract, I want everyone to know about it. So we got the Facebook post and Facebook ad out. And I'm just going to check the box there so that I know I got this done on May 31st, all right? Now my seller already got something to post on their Facebook page. That will happen automatically. You can get a sense of what it looks like if you click where it says the pending button. All right, that's kind of what it looks like. But if I click resend to seller, I'm going to see if I can grab that from my other monitor. And let me refresh my other monitor and I'll show you what the email looks like. There we go. So let me just pop that up so I can show you. So this was sent to my seller. No, it was sent automatically. I just resent it so I can show it to you what it looks like. But the seller can get this. They can also just click on the share on Facebook, and that'll open up Facebook and put it up on Facebook. But the seller gets this. And I will go to my Facebook page. I'm going to use my unbranded community page again. I don't want my parents thinking I'm selling my home again. And this is so awesome because it gets the seller's sphere of influence on Facebook to see it now. So now you got a Facebook post, you got a Facebook ad, and then you got a Facebook post on your seller's page, right? And let's see if Facebook ate that post. Well, it's going to look just like this on the Facebook page of your seller. And again, their friends see it, because this way their friends will see it in the newsfeed. And again, their friends click on it. They land here, right? They see all your information. They get the lead form, right? And you're generating more leads. People are going to click through the links to your website and different landing pages. You get people filling out the lead capture form. If you got your reviews in your tools, they're going to show up here as well. So it's just an awesome way to get in front of that seller sphere of influence, right? With another tool showing how you're getting their friend's home sold, right? And that's seller media, social media posts and ads, seller social media, right? So now it's on our social media, it's on our sellers. One thing I didn't mention under your social media, to share it up to Pinterest, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+. Just click on any one of these icons. And I apologize, I forgot to show that part. And you'll see it just, same with Facebook, right? So I can share this to Google+, Pinterest, and all these other websites, right? So kind of forgot to mention that under your social media, right? So your social media, seller social media, all good stuff. Next thing on the task list is the social media share image. If you don't like the image that it is using by default, you can come in here and change that image. Notice I can change the color of the banner. I can change how opaque it is. I can change the text in the banner by clicking in there. Right, position of the banner in the image. I can select a new image, upload a new image, and so on. All right, so I got a lot of control over how this image is going to look. I can also download the image, right? Save the image if I make any edits, and so on. All right, so make sure you look at that if you need to. We've already talked about the pending single property website, but we've also got the virtual tours. That come up here. Oh, it's still saving on the image there, so that should come up. Excuse me. There we go. So you'll see you got a full screen virtual tour, large format virtual tour, a couple of other smaller virtual tours. You got unbranded virtual tours. Now, if you already got the virtual tour out there, there's no need to change anything, right? The virtual tour will automatically update from active to pending automatically. So the URL will stay the same. So there's nothing you need to worry about. But if you need to grab your virtual tour again for whatever reason after it goes pending, you can grab any one of these formats, right? So in my case, I'm good to go with that. Next thing on the task list for pending listing is the e-flyer for your database, right? This is such an awesome tool because it is going to generate seller leads and also buyer leads out of your database, all right? So this is an e-flyer. You can see what it looks like, all right? It's letting people know that the listing is pending, right? And what's so awesome about pending, right, any one of these related statuses, is that is why the seller is hiring you, right? They're not really hiring you to generate leads per se. They're hiring you to get their home sold. And of course, generating leads is part of that, right? You want to generate buyer leads because you want to get that home sold. And not every buyer is going to buy that home. So you got excess buyer leads to sell other homes to. We're going to generate listing leads as well. And so it's letting them know, hey, this home is now pending. If you or anyone you know may be interested in, please share, click below. So they will click this to go to the pending single property website. Notice it's got the text information in there automatically. So if they send a text, they will get the mobile responsive virtual tour sent back to them. You will get the phone number. It's all automated. But it lets them know when this home is sold, it will affect their home's value. All right. This is so awesome. And then people click here. And let me just go to the URL because I can't click the link in the editor. But if I go here, right, people click that link in the email they get, it takes them to the property valuation landing page, all right? So this email is absolutely awesome. What we want to do is we want to click copy code. Go to our CRM. You can use LionDesk, Boomtown, Wise Agent, like I'm going to show you, Constant Contact, MailChimp. You can use whatever email program you use, but watch how easy this is. Go to email contacts. And I'm going to say my subject line, pending. All right, that's my subject line. I'm going to give myself a emoji in the subject line. Here's a little tip for you. If you ever use emojis in your subject lines, send it to yourself as a test first, because different email programs handle emojis differently. All right, so never send out an email where you're using an emoji in the subject line without testing it on yourself first. All right, so that's my subject line for the email. In the editor here, right, every email program has an editor, right, pretty basic. Just click on source and then paste in that code we just copied from listings to leads, and there's that email. All right, scroll down. Now again, every program's gonna be a little bit different, but in Wise Agent, I'm gonna click everybody. I can click preview if I want to first, just to click all the links, right? Make sure everything is working properly in preview. All right, everything is working great. Right, the graphic is working, the link is working. Right, when I click on the image, it works. So, right, you don't want to send out an email without checking all the links. So I just selected all, so I can send it to everybody, and I'm gonna hit send. And close to 1,000 people are gonna get this email. Right, here's the email they're gonna get. Right, and it's gonna help me, it's just awesome content to stay in front of your database with. And it really helps to generate buyer leads and seller leads. All right, everybody kind of see how that works? Kind of makes sense, right? Lori said, should we edit the image first? Lori, when people do different things different ways, so when you go to post to Facebook or anywhere, and if the image looks good, then don't worry about it. But if you want to go in and change out the image first, then you can do that. Does that make sense? Yeah. How do we create an ad using a custom text number? John, hold that thought. I'm going to get to that a little bit later, all right? Because I'm going to show you on Instagram in a few minutes, right? The exact same thing you're talking about, all right? So, and one last thing about this email is notice it's in an editor, and it says here, April name, April drive, I'm going to be went pending. I could put here with multiple offers in 8 days. All right, and then when I go to click copy code, that edit I just made, I'll just delete all that and I'll paste in the code again. Right, notice how those edits are right there. All right, so if I want to add, right, we got the default email, but I can always add to it, right, edit it just a little bit. Highly recommend don't edit this email too much, right? Well, I'm sure a few of you are looking at this and going, it's not fancy enough, right? It's not colorful and doesn't have a lot of frills. That's kind of the point, right? You want kind of a somewhat basic email without a lot of big formatting, because what's the whole point of the email? Well, really the point is two things. One, let people know how awesome I am in selling real estate, right? Because the listing went pending. And the second thing is to generate leads. And if I got so much formatting and color patterns and different things going on, they're not going to see my links or my call to actions. So this email was specifically formatted to be a little bit basic, but still clean and attractive so that people get to your call to action and they get to your links. All right. So yeah, get that email to your database. In fact, let me show you something. Let me show you something in Wise Agent. This might be helpful in whatever program you use. If I go to my Wise Agent dashboard, and whether you're using Lion Desk or Realty Juggler or Boomtown, notice I've got a recurring reminder. So today's Thursday. So if I just sent something to my database on Wednesday, right, yesterday, I probably wouldn't send this right now. I'd wait till next Wednesday. So I have a recurring reminder in Wise Agent so that every Wednesday I get this notification from my CRM, and it says, right, send out the listing update emails to my database. And then I put in the links to the support posts in case I forget how to do it, right, what they look like. So that these are just, this is my personal note that I created for myself in my CRM. But so every Wednesday at 11 a.m. is when I prepare and send out my email to my database, all right? So again, what I would have done is next Wednesday, I log into my listings to leads account. I look at all of my listings and I say, well, which listing notification do I want to send to my database this week? Do I want to send it pending? Then I would do this one, or just sold, or coming soon, or an open house, right? And if I don't have anything for 1 week, that's fine. But I want to try to make sure that I'm hitting up my database, right, at least every other week so that they don't forget about me, right? One of the biggest things is that people don't know we're actually selling real estate. All right, too many of these emails, right, that people send out. You know, I just saw one the other day for like a chocolate shake recipe or something from an agent. And it's part of a longer, pretty much a 5,000 word email that I'm sure nobody reads. Right, and so it's like, well, are you doing real estate? Right, there's nothing about having sold homes, new homes, nothing. So that's where this email is so powerful. So one of the best follow-up or just general emails to your database, I think, out there. All right, so again, e-flyer to your database. Next one, e-flyer to the seller's sphere of influence. This will be sent automatically, right? You can see here, it was sent May 31st to my seller. So as soon as I hit that, as soon as I change the status to pending or any other status, it'll send that e-flyer to my seller, similar to the one for Facebook. And let me just click resend to seller because I will be CC'd on this. And let me again go to my other monitor. All right, let me pop that out. All right. And similar to the e-flyer for your database, I could have made an edit into the editor, right? Then that would show up in here. But this is an e-flyer for our seller to send out to people they know, right? And when their friends click on this, they go to the pending single property website, and we've seen all the lead capture we got there, right? So we got our database covered, right? Sellers don't have a database, but they got friends, right? They have email, you know, friends on email, colleagues, and so on. So we want to make, we got their Facebook page covered, our Facebook page covered, and Facebook in general covered with the ad. We got our database covered, we got their friends covered, right? So we're getting pretty good coverage here. Print flyer for buyers, not gonna worry about that one because the listing is not pending, but this one right here, print flyer for nearby homeowners. If you want to generate higher quality seller leads for a cheaper price, use this. In a higher quality, cheaper price, I'm referring to than Facebook, right? This will help generate higher quality seller leads at a cheaper price than doing a Facebook ad. So use this letter. And again, only know that 849 Maple Drive Garnet Bay went pending with 8 offers above and above the asking price. All right, get that in there. And then when I click download, right? There's that edit that we made, went pending with 8 offers and above the asking price. This thing generates leads as well. All right. This is so awesome. This works way better than a postcard. All right. This is way better than a postcard. All right. So get this to the nearby homeowners. Right. And you really got no excuse. So what I would do is let's go back over to the task list. Let's click on the light bulb, right? Because every task has a separate support post, and every task is also in the video playlist under the green Learn More button. But this thing generates really high quality seller leads. So what some people do is they'll print it, put it in an envelope, and either hand address it or have pre-printed envelopes and mail it. Some people like to just drop it off in the doors of the nearby homeowners. Some people like to door knock. But between the time the listing goes into contract and the time it closes escrow, you're going to be at that house probably 3 to 4 times, right? You're just going to be between the inspections and different things that are going on. You're going to be at that property probably 3 or 4 times before the close of escrow. So just pick 1 or 2 of those times, get there a little bit early, and either hand these out to the nearby homeowners, right? Door knock, door drop, or mail them to the nearby homeowners. All right. And if you've ever seen a 10% response on a postcard, let me know, because I doubt it, right? 10% response on these letters is I think about average. All right. I can't say for sure, but from the feedback I get from agents, a 10% response rate on these letters to the nearby homeowners is about right. And notice you get one for just listed, right? You got one for just sold, right? Every status has one of these letters. All right. So Tom says, yeah, Tom, totally. Yeah, you can, when the list, if your buyer bought that listing, you can add it to listings to leads, right? You'll see as you're adding a listing, you can check that you're the showing agent, which is what you would check because you're not the listing agent. And you can use this letter. I would totally do that. Yeah, in fact, I got to do a video on using this as a showing agent. All right, open house, obviously not going to worry about that. Blog post. So posting to your blog or as a custom page at your website can be really huge, right? Some really, really good SEO. I'll just pick SPW number 1, copy the HTML. This is great for SEO. I'm at my WordPress blog, add new post. I'm going to do 849. Always start off with the address, right? So that Google picks it up, right? I want my stuff to show up on page 1 of Google, right? Anytime someone types in the address, I start with that. Then I'll do pending in 8 days above asking price, maybe above the asking price. All right, so that's my post subject line. And I'll click on the source button. So you'll see the source button in most editors. It's either the very first button in the top left or it'll be somewhere in the bottom right. So I'll click on source, paste in that code, click source again. And I will click the publish. No, I won't even show you this. We'll just look at it on live. I'll click on the publish button. And now when I view the post, all right, so I got good SEO. And when someone clicks on the image or one of the links below, they land on the pending single property website, lead capture, boom, I'm off and running. Now, if you want to, some people, and I think it's kind of cool, Let me go back into the edit mode. Give me 1 second. As you may type in, you may want to type in a little paragraph, and I might say 849 Maple Drive just went pending and is expected to close soon. We got 8 offers and went into contract above asking, right? And just, put some blurb in there, right? Just talk, a couple of paragraphs if you want, talking about that, because it's a blog post, all right? So, and then I can just add the code for the single property website afterwards. But now I got a great, now I can have a more involved blog post, right? I'm just doing 2 sentences for the sake of time, right? But feel free to write a blog post about how you got that listing sold, right? We did 3 open houses, a 150-point marketing checklist, right? So on and so on and so on, all right? You get the idea there? So you either can just do a blog post where you straight up just throw in the code and that's all it is, or you can kind of do something a little bit more interesting, right? And add some color above that, above the information, to give people a little bit more of a flavor for how you did, what you did, right? Again, if we don't tell people what we're doing, people think, we're just running around, right? Carting people from one house to the other, right? And that's not what you are. You're not a glorified taxi person. But the problem is nobody knows what you're doing because you don't ever tell anyone what you're doing. So you can use that blog post to really let people know how awesome you are, right? So that when they see this, all right, they get a little bit more engaged with your processes and your business. All right, so that's the blog post. And notice I'm clicking these green arrows to expand and collapse these different tasks. Text sign writers. All right, here's another one. If you are subscribed to the Listings Leads text service, right, you got these text sign writers. I will explain this, right? John, this kind of gets to what you're asking about regarding the text number, right? I will get into this. I will get into that once we get done here. But if I go to the Dirt Cheap Signs, you can do this with any sign writer company. This one here, get your home value now. All right, let that load up. Now I'm going to cheat and go to Instagram because I've already got one here on Instagram, and I'll use 21332. That's from an earlier post. So I'm going to click where it says 000. I'll do change text. And I can do save and checkout. All right. And then I'm going to put that sign writer on my yard sign as soon as it goes pending. All right. And that way for the 14, 21, 30, 45 days, however long it's in escrow, anyone that walks by that yard sign, right, they're going to see the pending boost at the top of the yard sign, right? And I got like a little red starburst, pending. And then on the bottom of the yard sign, I got this going on, right? So that people can get their home value, right? They send a text. So if anyone wants to do this now, or you can do it later, if you're watching the recording, go ahead and do it. Pause the video and take, do this. It will walk them through a quick conversation. It's going to get their phone number. Of course, when they text, right, you'll get their phone number. And then I think the first question is your address, and then you'll get a second lead notification with the address, and then ask them how do they want their home value, either via email or sent to their address. Everyone says email, and they put in their email, and then it sends you all that information. All right. Now you will have to provide the home value estimate which could be as easy as just going to one of your Property Valuation Plus landing pages, put in the address, put in the email, right, and let them get it via email, right? And then you could even call them up a little bit later and say, you know, hey, Tom, this is Scott Pierce, and I got a request for your home value off of our yard sign, and I wanted to make sure that you got that. I just sent that to you, all right? What a great conversation that is, all right? So I'm going to talk about how that 21332 number got generated, all right, a little bit later in this webinar, right, in about 2 minutes. So hold that thought on where did that come from. And let's just go ahead and close this for now. Instagram, there's really nothing under here for Instagram except for a support post, because I downloaded that image from above, right? The social media share image. I downloaded it to my computer and then sent it to myself, and I just uploaded it to Instagram, all right? So this way people, A, they know I got a listing pending, I got a home pending in the area, I got the text information in there, all right? Now I can actually generate seller leads off of an Instagram post, all right? So again, we'll talk about that here in a few minutes. Where did that 21332 number come from? I'll get to that in just a second. We got one more thing to do. Well, no, I don't have anything. There's a YouTube video. That's just the same video from when the listing first came into my account. All right, so we're not creating a new YouTube video at every status change. This is still the same YouTube video that was generated when the listing first hit my account. All right, and if you add a listing and check that you're the showing agent, so Tom, you asked earlier about, well, if my buyer buys that listing, can I add it to listings to leads and do the just sold marketing? You can totally do that. When you check that you're the showing agent, we will not create a YouTube listing video, right? Because it's not your listing. So anytime you're borrowing a listing, whether you're going to hold it open, you're going to do Facebook advertising, you're going to do just sold marketing, right? And you check, right, I'm the showing agent, then we will not generate the YouTube listing video, all right? Notice the green Learn More button down below as well. So it's at the bottom and it is at the top, right? Again, that's the playlist. And even though it says pending, right, this covers all of these statuses, right? So any questions on anything related to pending, marketing, and lead generation before I get into that text number, 21332? Where did that come from? All right, any questions about anything before we get into that? It's 4 minutes until 11 o'clock. So I think we're doing awesome on time. Thanks, everybody. So how do we do seller lead capture via text? Let's go to text and IVR to start. And this page always takes a few seconds to load, so let's give it a second here. And notice we got listing extensions and landing page extensions. I think we're gonna have to change that landing page extensions to seller lead extensions maybe, because listing extensions, they go with your single property website, virtual tour, listing landing page, right? So anything to do with the listing, right? People send a text and they get the mobile responsive virtual tour, but seller landing page extensions, maybe that's what we'll call it. If you don't already have one and you subscribe to Listings Leads Text Service, add extension. I just generated 88495 and I'll hit save. All right. So let that save. Now, I can assign this extension to a landing page. And of course, landing pages are assigned, quote unquote, to areas, right? Like I've got a Granite Bay Property Valuation Plus landing page. I've got a Folsom Property Valuation Plus landing page. So we assign extensions to areas and landing pages. And I can do that here, right? So I can go find one of my landing pages and do that here. I find it though easier to just go to the landing page dashboard And I like to do it this way because it's just a little bit more control. And let's say, I mean, I've already got one for Granite Bay, so I don't need, I don't need to redo this for every Granite Bay landing page. But I will do, under extension, I think it was this one, 88495. And now if I 884, there we go. So now if I view this landing page, see how we just generated this extension. And if anyone wants to send a text 88495 to that 888 number, you'll see how it works. And it's going to say, thank you for requesting your Granite Bay home valuation, right? And it'll walk you through collecting your information, and it will send me your lead information. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to call you up and bother you. But you can see how that works, right? And then I can say, okay, 88495 is assigned to my property valuation landing page in Granite Bay. All right. So any listing that goes pending or just sold in Granite Bay, I'm going to put my sign writer on the yard sign for 88495. All right. So I can come over to Dirt Cheap Signs, get this sign writer created, save and check out, get that sign writer to me. And the next time any of my listings in Granite Bay go into contract, I'm going to get the sign writer on the yard sign as quickly as possible. Now you can, just like with listings, sometimes you're in an area where there's a lot of areas all around you, right? And you may have 10 listings and they're all in 10 different towns, right? Within like a 10-mile radius. So you can unassign extensions, then you can reassign it to another property valuation landing page in a different area. All right. So I don't have to keep creating new extensions every single time, right? I can unassign and reassign if needed, right? So, but I will go ahead and put this back to this landing page. All right, and we're good to go. All right, everybody, listen, thank you so much for joining us. We are recording this, so Diane, I will make it available to you a little bit later in the mastermind group. Anybody else have a question? A lot of people on the call today. Lori, good to see you on this call, and John. So John, did that answer the question that you had relating to the extension? The extension will be, the webinar will be posted in the mastermind group a little bit later this afternoon. You can also email support as well. All right, anybody else have any questions before I let you all go? All right, everybody, listen, thank you so much for joining us. As always, we appreciate your time and know it's valuable, so I hope you learned something. And we'll talk to you soon, everybody. Thanks so much.